How you guys doing? We're at the garden. Today is one of those days where we're building some infrastructure and we're planting a whole bunch of stuff. So I figured I'm here, I've got the camera, I'll give you guys a run through on what we're doing. So I'll show you where I've started. So I've already taken down this edge with the weed whacker. So you guys can see the weeds are coming in where the geotextile isn't covering that. So we're gonna try to get to that today. Don't know if we will. I just put in 2 more T-posts right there. That's our cucumber bed. And then we just pulled all the trellis over, tied it all up. And underneath here, try to get this out of my shadow. So we've cut slices in the geotextile down to where the box cutter is. And we have planted Blue Lake bush beans right here. Over here, next in this spot, so we're in the tomato patch here, right in these holes, we're going to plant some cucamelons because they need something to climb up. So we're just going to give them this section of trellis netting for to climb up. Here's the cucamelons, and they're small because I've been keeping them in the shade in my backyard, because if they get too big, they're a headache to transplant because they're really viney, right? And they've got all the little tendrils in there. You see those? So that's what they're going to use to hang on to the trellis netting. So we're basically going to take the first 5 of these holes, pull out the crabgrass, because that's a never-ending battle that we have to deal with here. So when you're pulling out crabgrass, if you pull it out and it comes out like that, that crabgrass is just going to grow right back. You have to take it out by the roots. So, and it's everywhere here. All right, let's plant some cucamelons. And we don't need big holes because they're just in little 3-inch pots. See, just little tiny plugs here. And what I've started to do is everything that I'm planting, I'm leaving a depression in the ground so that if we have to hand water, that depression will catch the water and filter it right onto the plants. See, just stick them in the ground. I'll just clean this up after. But you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I'm leaving a depression. So I'll get the other 3 in and I'll show you. 5 cucamelons, and they'll just take off up here, and I've got enough room for the tomatoes. I'll show you those in a minute. I'm pretty excited for this. I just transplanted this. A buddy of mine gave me these. This is Malabar spinach. So this is we're right next to the beans here. They're the bush beans, or the climbing beans. So we just stuck these Malabar spinach in, and it's going to climb up this trellis, and then we're going to have that to eat for fresh. This is the first time I've grown these. So I was actually going to buy some seeds to grow it, but I forgot to order some. So a buddy of mine happened to have some. He gave them to me. So I replanted my Thai basil at my house a second time, and it died. So I bought some new stuff today. Siam Queen Thai basil. I've never grown this variety of Thai basil. So here's my basil patch right here. They're all kind of falling over. I need to tie them back up and clip the flowers off, right? Don't let this happen to your basil. I got to cut those off today. So we're going to put 2 basil plants side by side. How's that for a root, eh? Crabgrass root. It's like ropes growing under the ground. So just drop them. I don't like these types of pots. All right, I gotta strip this stupid plastic off here. So we'll just stick these right in the ground. Don't want those too deep though. There. Fill that back in. Just like that. There we go, look at that. Thai basil planted, boom and boom. We're just turn them and burn them today. That's the plan here. So we are doing bunching onions now. When you're planting bunching onions, they like to grow in little clusters. So basically all I've done is I've dug some trenches in the ground. It's about 1 inch deep. And we're just gonna basically drop little blobs of seeds, 5 to 10 seeds per kind of little cluster, and we're just going to work our way down. We're doing about 2 feet in length and 30 inches wide. We're going to fill this whole thing with green onion. Here's our green onion seeds, right? And all we're basically going to do is just come in and just drop just little clumps every 4 or 5 inches. Let's see if kind of hard to see for you guys here. See if I can angle this down, you can see better. And the nice thing about these is you really don't have to be too particular. Some people just grow these right in a big long line, and you're okay to do that too. I know you guys can't see because they're black seeds in black soil, and I have all kinds of extras in my hand. You know what we're gonna do? I think we're just gonna sprinkle some right down the trenches. We'll just do big long lines of them. What do you say? Just like this. There. And I've still got all that left. We're gonna end up succession planting these over the course of the summer anyways. And so in about 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna plant more. See what kind of mess I make here, pouring them all back in the bag. So we'll just do this right over the bed, so that way any loose ones that fall, at least they'll be mostly growing in the right spot. All right, cover these over. These will all get watered before I go home today. Just cover these back over. They don't need to be deep. Just like that. Green onions. And I'm just going to make a line here. Just make a little line in the soil right there. And now I know I can plant on this side of that soil. I'm not sure what we're doing next. All right, next we're doing cumin. And doing them for 2 reasons. 1, I want cumin seeds for the end of the season. And 2, they flower, so I'm hoping that they're going to be bringing in bees. So you can plant these 8 to 10 inches apart. So what I've done is I've made a pattern of 3 holes in the ground, kind of like a dice. So we're going to put 9 plants in here. Just gonna put a couple of seeds in each one. They look a lot like flower seeds. Just throw those in, just like that. Boom, 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 boom. There. We'll call cumin plant. Next, we're doing some American spinach. I'm looking forward to getting some of this going so I can put it on my sandwiches. So we've got plants spaced 4 inches apart, and there's 16 plants, or 16, nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of 4. So we're gonna put lots of spinach in this little section, and then as it grows, it'll all shade itself, because spinach does not like getting hot. Drop a couple in each to guarantee better germination rates. That one didn't make it in whole. There we go. Like that, like that. Throw a couple more in here, a couple more in there. And then, like we keep doing, we're gonna make a little line in the ground here. And this is just how I'm dividing all of the little sections, by just creating a line in the ground, because I don't have anything to make labels with me today. So this is gonna be an easy one here. We're planting cilantro, right? Harvest the seeds myself. So you can basically grow cilantro 2 ways. You can grow it kind of like a thick carpet if you're going to harvest it when it's young, or space them out if you want them to get a little taller. So we're just going to spread these around like this. Then we're going to take some soil, and we're basically just going to cover it with soil a little more. All right, there. That was easy. And then in the next and last section of the garden, we're right down at the very end here. Here's my pathway. We are going to be putting in some dill, because we need lots of dill for dill pickles. So we'll just create our demarcation line. And what I'm gonna do for the dill is I'm just gonna punch a bunch of holes, and then we're gonna just plant a bunch of dill. And I'm not too worried about planting too much, because we have a massive bag. I harvested these from last year. And we're also going to succession plant dill. I've kept spaces open in the garden for succession planting these. So we just cover them over, and then everything's going to get a good watering, and we're almost done for the day. Cover over over these holes. Like that. So now this whole entire bed is planted front to back. It's mostly herbs and some Swiss chard there, carrots. We've got our cucumbers in and beans down at the end. I've got a blank space. I'll probably plant a little more beans. And here we've got our Brussels sprouts and eggplants and cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, kale, zucchini, tomatoes. The tomatoes are coming along. Some of them are on the ground because they weren't tall enough to get tied up yet. So before I leave today, we'll tie them up. So the tomatoes are growing. The peppers are tiny, but they're already putting on fruit. And that's good. We've got a whole row of peppers. We have almas and sweet peppers and a couple jalapenos at the end. Here we have onions. And then down here, I didn't show you guys on camera, but this section you can see here that's cleared, we just planted beets in there because we're going to make pickled beets. And then from here to the end, that's bush beans. And then we just replanted, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had 2 blobs of beets here. So we just pulled them apart and we just replanted them and we spread them out so you can see them a little better. So I have a empty patch right here so we can succession plant. I have empty spots, a couple empty spots here. We haven't put anything in yet. I've got some empty real estate right here. Haven't put anything in there yet. And then there's our little cucamelons and our leeks. And the only thing left to actually plant today that's actually planned is honeydew, because the one I planted the other day died. It was a lot smaller than this, so we're just going to plant that. All right, guys and girls, we're almost done for the day, but I wanted to show you guys one more thing. This tray of beans right here, you see those 2 big long beans poking out? Those beans come from a cave in Mexico that are 1,500 years old. 1,500 years old. And a buddy of mine, he's growing all different crazy kinds of varieties of beans, and he's let me have 2 of these plants. So I've got 2 plants of 1,500-year-old beans. How fucking awesome is that? So we're gonna plant. So there's been a bit of a change of plants here. So this, where's my camera lens? So this is the cave bean, and these ones here are called Seychelles. So we're gonna plant the cave bean in the end, and then we're gonna give them a space, and then we'll plant the Seychelles. Oh, can't see. Right there, where my head shadow is. Dig a little hole. There we go. 1,500-year-old beans. Okay, we'll give that some space, and then we'll come down here, 2 holes, 1, 2, 3, all right. And we'll plant those Seychelles. Okie dokie, there we go. The Seychelles and the Cape beans. And now we'll just let those grow. That's about it for today. I got everything accomplished I planned on, including tying up the tomatoes. I didn't show that. I got to come back. I'll do a full video on how to single stem your tomatoes, because by the time I come back to do that, they are going to be an absolute jungle. So you guys will get to see the difference between an unmaintained planting of indeterminates to what they look like when they're all trimmed up, night and day. Besides that, we got the weeding done. We got all kinds of seeds planted in the ground. I relocated some beets. We got everything done. So now I'm going home. I'm going to order some pizza because I'm fucking starving. So thanks for joining me. I know today's video was a little bit disjointed. I was just trying to bring you guys along as I'm kind of working through everything that I had to have done today. So thanks for sticking around to this kind of crazy disjointed video. And if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel. You guys get to see this whole thing come alive. And if you're not new and you're one of my normal subscribers, you guys rock. So give me a big thumbs up and have an awesome day. And make sure you're growing good food. See ya.